Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Kevin Muldoon, who is a candidate for the Orange County Supervisor. Well, how are you?
Good morning, Lisa. I'm great. How are you?
Good. Nice to meet you. And I know you've been in Newport for quite some time as the mayor and on the city council. So we'll get into that in just a bit. But tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I grew up in Lake Forest, and my first job was working at the mall in Laguna Hills. So I'm a South County guy, and I met my wife, and I wanted to raise our family in South Orange County, but she's from Newport, which is a lot more expensive houses.
Yeah.
Of course, she won that battle. We're happy to be in Newport Beach. I'm happy to be on city council, and we have a 3-year-old son, Cannon, and a baby girl on the way.
Oh.
So we're in a very exciting time, and serving on city council at Newport Beach is a real honor. I really love public service. And I'm an attorney by trade, but don't practice much law. I do business now, and I used to be a prosecutor, so I have a lot of experience with criminal justice.
Oh, okay, great, great. Well, you know, you've been in Orange County a long time, and as you know, our community is 55 and over, and there's a lot of issues that I think that they should be concerned about. You know, there's a lot of things going on with crime and some other things. So let's talk about some of the experience that you've had, you know, doing the mayoral duties as well as your you know, city council, because there's a lot of things to deal with, not just in Newport, but overall.
There sure is. The Newport Beach, next to Laguna Woods, is the second oldest population. Many people come to Newport Beach to retire, and they care very much about public safety, which is my #1 concern. In Newport Beach, for example, we've seen a decrease in violent crime since I've been on city council, but we're seeing a slight increase in property crime, and actually it's a trend up and down the state, unfortunately. I've been against Prop 47 and 57. Those have been laws that have loosened our criminal justice system. I'm very tough on crime, and I support peace officers and putting more on the streets where needed, and I understand that public safety is #1 for residents.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, we do live in a gated community, but that doesn't necessarily prevent people from getting in past the gate ambassadors. You know, there are ways. And so what would you say to our community in regards to public safety, and what are some things that you would like to work on?
Yeah, so I think just in public safety, the community can count on me to never defund the police or play politics with public safety. It's #1. I've proven that. I think in Newport Beach we have a $300 million annual budget, and much of that funds are dedicated towards public safety, and I support increasing it when the numbers say, whenever the FBI statistics say we need more law enforcement, I would support that. So that I would apply that same philosophy to the county and essentially the surrounding areas and Laguna Woods itself.
Okay.
Another concern that might bother some individuals are the homeless issue, which we've seen a slight increase due to the COVID pandemic and restrictions on homeless shelters. I believe it's going to require community involvement to solve the problem, and I believe it's sort of a bipartisan issue. Whatever side of the aisle you're on, it's in the benefit of everyone involved, including those who are out in the elements, to get housing and to get help. Right. So personally, working with faith-based initiatives is helpful. But in Newport Beach, we have 2 pioneering plans that only a couple cities are doing. One's called Be Well OC.
Yeah.
It's a mobile operation that goes towards individuals, gets to know them on a first-name basis, and builds a relationship with them in the streets to help to get them off the streets. And they have doctors and psychiatrists, psychologists, professionals who help interact with these individuals. We're seeing amazing success in Newport Beach and other cities that are doing it. And I think homelessness and crime are just 2 things we need to focus on with our energy and resources, including financial resources.
Right, and I know we see, you know, horrific sites up in Northern California and San Francisco and some of the big cities, and it doesn't seem to be the case. We don't really see that here in Orange County, but I mean, I guess we could. I mean, there could be a time where we could. So hopefully, you know, those that are in positions to be able to do something would do something about it. Yeah,
there's a little bit of an increase of it in the coastal communities. But for the most part, Orange County's been somewhat insulated from the huge problem you see in if you drive through Los Angeles, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So we're blessed to have good law enforcement, very tentative elected officials, and I would continue that tradition if elected.
Okay, so you've mentioned a couple of your issues. Let's talk about some of the other ones that you address, and you do have them on your website, so people can certainly take a look. The tax hikes and fee increases. What do you mean by fee increases?
So in Newport Beach, at least, we vote on fees every couple of years.
Okay.
And I've been against fee increases. Especially, it impacts those especially who are on fixed income, I would argue. So these fees might be related to library services, they might be related to pet licensing.
Okay.
For the most part, I'm against fee increases. So whether it's a tax increase or a fee increase, I want to keep costs low and expenses low for citizens.
Okay, and you are a strong supporter of Proposition 13. So, of
That's
course,
right.
homeowners would be, they would certainly value that support. What are we seeing that could potentially harm that or make it go away?
Well, the state legislature and activists in Northern California are flirting with the idea of making it a proposition that would cause first split roll, which means first they would go after businesses to eliminate Prop 13, and then they go after residences. So we might not necessarily have a specific issue in front of us as a county supervisor, but we have a position that's important that can join the choir in calling for a stop to repeal Prop 13. We should fight to protect Prop 13. So it's really more about the position and advocating to protect Prop 13 than anything.
Well, isn't that really what a supervisor would do? I mean, obviously you're not at a particular level where you really have a lot of say, but like you said, you band together and you get something done and you start making your voice heard.
Yeah, in Orange County we have 3 million people, and so every seat represents a lot of individuals. So we have a very important role. That isn't necessarily decision making, it's advocating for those who don't have a voice. Okay. So that definitely would be something I'd be doing in that position.
Now, I noticed on your notes you have the expansion of I don't think it's the John Wayne Airport, but flights. What does that mean? Yeah,
so I have the unusual pleasure of living under the flight path. And when the planes take off, I hear it from 7 a.m. throughout the day. And there used to be an old procedure called NADP-1. If you remember, I think in the 80s, it was a lot of fun to take off, felt like a Disneyland ride. Well, those sort of procedures are really good for not only Newport Beach, but for South Orange County, because when planes circle back around after taking off over the coast, they should be at a higher altitude.
Right.
When they're at a lower altitude, it's louder for people, whether there's South Orange County or in my situation, my home, and there's more pollutants. So there's, at higher altitude, it benefits people's health and standard of living. Right. So that's probably an issue that might be more relatable to Laguna Niguel and Newport Beach, but it's very important, I believe, to many residents to get the airlines to come to the table and be good neighbors.
Are they not doing it now?
So they haven't done it for a while. The FAA temporarily nixed the plan.
Oh.
I believe a new flight path is possible. It might not be as dramatic as the old one, but that's okay because engines are quieter. The airlines are a little hesitant to do it because of the price of gasoline.
Sure.
Fuel, I should say. But I believe that it's a county-owned airport, and if you really put your effort into it, we can make them work with us. Yeah,
well, there was an awful lot of discussion all those years ago about the flight patterns and paths, and certainly Laguna Woods had to say in it too. So hopefully we won't have to deal with that, but if we do, we hope that you'll help our community. So.
Yeah, it'd be my pleasure.
Excellent. Is there anything else that I might have forgotten?
I don't think so. Great interview, great questions. It's been an honor to serve on Newport Beach City Council, and I would appreciate the honor to be considered to serve as Orange County Supervisor for District 5. And growing up in South Orange County and having a family, I understand the issues, and I understand how important public safety and having a good standard of living is to all individuals. So I pledge that support.
Well, great. Well, they will have that opportunity to vote on June 7th,
That's
which
right.
is right around the
corner.
corner.
That's right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And good luck.
Thank you.
If you want more information about Mr. Muldoon and his candidacy, you can always go to votemuldoon.com. We'll be right back.